Hello, and welcome to Totally Schway, a podcast about the DCAU and whatever the hell else I want it to be about. My name is Mary.
And my name is Luke.
And today feels like autumn. It actually kind of feels like, except for when you get in the sun and then it just doesn't, the beating death rays of the sun come down. So, you can tell I don't like the sun much. My skin loves it, but I do not. How are you today, Luke?
I'm super tired, actually. At time of recording, I'm preparing to head out to LA Comic Con. In fact, when you guys listen to this, I won't be on the way back. I'll be preparing to head back.
Yeah.
So it'll all be over.
Do you have any news for me today?
Oh, not massive news. No, I mean, I suppose I can repeat what I've said before about... Hang on a minute, they might want to hear this.
Oh, can I say it?
No. You talked over it. I was making the noise. Listen. You're doing it again. I'm trying to make noise so they can hear the book. It's the words are there. Listen to them.
Shall I?
If the mic doesn't pick this up, then that's wasted. Okay, that was much better. Can
we say who's better at this?
Yeah, Mary's better at it. Fine.
Yeah.
But at least I didn't talk over it while you were doing it. So yeah. In case you've been sleeping under a rock, I'm releasing a book later this year. We're aiming for November, but no promises. I
have learned how to format a little.
Yes, yeah, we've been going over the book again and again. Before we sent it off for the first proof, that was the word I was looking for. Yes, before we sent it off for the first proof, we both read through it. Must have been 300 times each. Okay, we're finally happy with it. Let's send it off. Sent it off, got it back. I was casually flipping through it. Literally got 90 pages in, and then I saw a small, stupid typo where a full stop was in the wrong place. And I went, no!
We're not going to blame the editor on that, though.
I mean, to be fair, how many eyes have been over this? Plenty of pairs of eyes. But, we fixed that, and we're just going to go through it a final time. It's, as Mary alluded to, it's kind of fun to learn how to do ebooks.
Can we be honest, though? It wasn't fun at first.
No.
It was not, because I had no idea about, I knew about ebooks and stuff like that, but I thought before all of this, I was like, I'm going to write a book one day and I'm just going to put it online and it's going to be great. You can read it on your tablet, whatever, your Kindle, whatnot. That's not how it works.
I mean, you can do that, but the reading experience isn't very good, as we discovered with our first attempt.
And I love an ebook.
Yeah.
I love my Kindle.
As a little exclusive for podcast listeners, Mary, pick a number between 1 and 22.
85.
Between 1 and 22.
I said 85.
That's not between 1 and 22.
1.
The least interesting essay. So chapter 1 of the book is called Why I Love Batman the Animated Series.
85.
I'll tell you number 8 as well. Go on then. Just for exclusive content for podcast listeners, what is chapter 8? Oh, number 8 is The Queer Tragedy of Clayface. So there we go.
Oh no.
Oh,
you're going to get the comments.
No, well, I'll just get I was going to say I'll get 2-star reviews on Amazon, but they'd have to have bought it first. And but yeah, I didn't even say what the book is called because they know. It's called Rogues Gallery.
Rogues Gallery, Volume 1.
Volume 1, yeah, with a beautiful cover by John Calmette, who was the one of the background painters on Batman the Animated Series. And you wanted to say the other unique selling point? The foreword written by Dan Reba, director, character designer.
I was just going to read the whole thing
storyboard artist, yeah.
All right.
What's the first word?
That's enough about the book.
What's the first word in the book? The first word in the book is in.
Yeah. Okay. Can we please get to the topic at hand?
Yeah, okay.
I have to pack some more for you.
But what about my other news? There isn't any other news other than I'm going to LA Comic Con.
So, okay, we'll talk about this for just a small portion of time.
No, we won't. We're moving on.
If you see Keith David.
I won't see Keith David.
If you happen to see Keith David.
Okay.
Can you please tell him I said hey?
Yes.
And that Spawn was really great.
And you liked it in They Live.
Green Book was fine. No, was it Green Book? There was a show he was on. I cannot remember what it was called, where he was like a reverend.
Yeah.
That was really good. I watched the first season, but then so many other shows. and I went through a couple jobs then, so I didn't get to watch it. I will one day. That's a great show, but I love Keith David. He's one of the people that I can actually listen to and say, I know who that is. I know who that is. And he could be putting on a different voice, and I'd be like, that's yes. Keith. That is Keith. So if you see him, obviously if you can buy his autograph, definitely take a picture with him, with me on your phone, so I can say that I was there.
I'll FaceTime you.
Yeah, all right. I want to know if any of you guys like Keith David as well. Obviously, I'm going to say yes, you all do. But yeah, let's get to the topic of today's show, because we're like nearly 7 minutes in. I'd like to talk about Bizarro.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Superman the Animated Series.
Yes.
Who was the voice of Bizarro?
It was Tim Daly.
Yes! That's another one. You know, if I ever met Tim or Sam Daly, my heart would be a little fuller. And I would be like, you know what? A little less douche saved my life. Not saved my life, but it helped me get through college. Literally, it helped me get through college. All right, so I've got some questions for you.
Okay, shoot. Let's see if I can answer them. You're putting me on the spot now.
Got my Stanley of water, too, so...
Oh, I needed a drink.
How does Borrow...
How does Borrow?
How does Bizarro come into existence in Estes?
He is a clone of Superman made by one of Lex Luthor's scientists, whose name I'm drawing a blank on at the moment. I know a lot of people say Lex Luthor created him, but it wasn't.
He didn't.
No, he just provided the money for the funding for the scientist to develop the process. And he has a huge batch of Superman clones waiting and raring to go. I believe Bizarro is the first one that they release. And while he starts out as being, you know, a pretty decent copy of Superman, it falls apart quite quickly.
Yeah, slowly starts to melt the idea.
Yes.
All right. What are the major differences between Bizarro and Superman in terms of abilities and personality?
Well, their abilities are practically identical. I know in the comics they have, like, Bizarro has got cold vision and hot breath because he's supposed to be, like, opposite of Superman. But in Superman the Animated Series, he basically has all of the same abilities. And in terms of personality, he wants to do good. He knows that he is Superman.
And he thinks he does good.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He thinks what he's doing is good. It's just he doesn't understand the world. That's the thing. Yeah.
So, going back to the abilities, this is just my opinion. I think that because Bizarro he's brand new, really, when we first meet him, obviously, because that's he's made. He doesn't know how to hone in those abilities yet. No. And he hasn't been taught how to control them. Whereas Superman has had an entire life, you know, to do that. Whereas Bizarro is still brand new. Is like a child.
Yes, yeah, he absolutely is, yeah.
Why does Bizarro believe he is Superman, even though he's clearly different?
Well, because when he first emerged from his cloning pod, he did look like Superman. He was told, you're Superman, go out there and be Superman. This is what Superman does. So, of course he believes himself to be Superman. Now, when he saw the real Superman, and then his skin started to change and his brain started to kind of, I was going to say devolve, but that's not really the word I mean, just basically break down. Part of that, like, cognitive breakdown is the fact that he still thinks he's Superman.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys remember this stuff, Dolly, the sheep. I believe that was
the first clone. Yeah.
So Dolly the sheep was a clone of a sheep. But not an exact copy of the sheep. It was, you know, you can clone the body and everything like that, but your mind is going to be different no matter, you know, whatever. It's kind of like with twins. They can look the same, act the same, but they, you know, sometimes have different opinions, different thoughts. So that's how I kind of think of Bizarro. Bizarro is a clone of Superman, but Bizarro is also a different person because they think differently.
Yeah.
They were raised differently. You know, they were made differently.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah. So it's just different.
Yeah, you're right. And the information Bizarro has about who Superman is publicly accessible information about Superman, which is why in his first episode he kind of acts like a big blue Boy Scout, doesn't he? Like when he talks to those children that were playing chicken on the power lines or whatever.
Yeah.
He was doing an impression of what Luthor and his team think Superman is like. He doesn't have any of the knowledge about Krypton or growing up with the Kents.
Kansas.
Yeah, has none of that knowledge at all.
So yeah, you can clone something. Even in today's world, we can clone things like Dolly, but Dolly is not going to be exactly like the sheep that the sheep DNA that they got originally, because everybody is different, and that's what's beautiful. Going back to the childlike thing, how do you think Bizarro's childlike personality affects the way other characters respond to him?
I think that it's basically because Bizarro is like mentally defective. I think people feel sympathy for him, but they're also afraid of him.
Yeah.
Because he's got tremendous power and he doesn't always know that he's actually doing harm. Like, for instance, when he sees a raised bridge, he thinks the bridge is breaking, so he fuses it together, and then the ship almost crashes into the bridge. I
think of 3 things.
Go ahead.
Irritated. Sympathy. Okay, I could say 4, but I'm going to say 3. But again, like you said, fear.
Yeah. And something funny about it is Lex Luthor doesn't really talk down to Bizarro.
No.
And the reason why that is, I think, is because he thinks that everyone is mentally defective compared to him. He doesn't think, just because Bizarro is, something that everyone would consider to be like seriously mentally defective. To Luthor, everyone is like that compared to him, so he's no different from anyone else, really. Although Luthor does acknowledge that he is, he doesn't, that Bizarro doesn't understand things in the same way that most other people do. But he doesn't like demean him or insult him. Mercy is very rude to him. Mercy's the one that calls him Bizarro in the first place.
I think that's one of the reasons that I think of irritated. Is because Mercy, the way that she treats Bizarro is like a stepbrother or a younger brother or something like that. I say stepbrother, but I don't have any. I don't think I have I have a stepdad, but I don't have step siblings. So that's a bad example. So just like a younger brother or something. And obviously Mercy has this way of thinking where she's working for the best, and her opinion is going to get skewed of something because of Luthor, and Luthor obviously doesn't think much of anyone, so including her.
Yeah.
So what episode does he what's the name of the episode that he first appears in?
It's Identity Crisis. And then he turns up again in Bizarro's world. That's a fun one because Bizarro does get...
I love that one.
He gets some of the knowledge of Krypton from the interface that interacts with Superman and beams knowledge into his mind.
And his own crypto.
Yes, and he gets his own crypto from the Fortress of Solitude, who is this slathering beast.
It's cute.
It's definitely something. And Bizarro completely misunderstands the story of Krypton and thinks that he needs to recreate Krypton on Earth, and the way he will do that is by blowing up Metropolis, because Krypton was destroyed, so his home has to be destroyed as well.
Yeah.
And it's only when Superman points out to him that if you blow up Metropolis, you're going to blow up Lois as well, that the scales fall from his eyes, and he's like, oh no, what have I done? And then obviously the final appearance is in Little Big Head Man, where Mr. Mxyzptlk manipulates him, because he had been given his own planet to protect, just basically to keep him occupied, and Mxyzptlk makes him think that Superman and Lois sent him there to trick him and laugh at him and make fun of him.
That is the main reason I hate that character, because Bizarro was doing good on his own world.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Protecting those rocks.
Yeah, but he felt like he was doing something, and he was doing something, yet I can never say the name of that character.
Just call him Mixie.
Mixie. what an awful character. No, I'm not talking about like the writing or whatever, but I think that's what you're supposed to feel about Mixie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a bad person.
Yeah, bad. Like one of the worst. How does Superman try to help Bizarro even though he causes chaos? It's kind of like Gilly.
I mean, he tries to indulge him because, Bizarro does think he's Superman, and he has an overwhelming need to keep himself occupied and help, but, help people, air quote, help. So Superman gives him a planet of his own to protect that is completely uninhabited. And yeah, in a way, that is kind of like just shoving him in the corner and leaving him to his own devices. But at the same time, it keeps him happy. Yeah.
I think that's a wonderful thing about Superman, is that he has faith in humanity, but just faith in people. And when I say people, I'm including aliens and all of that.
Yeah.
And the thing about that is everyone's different. And Bizarro is different. Yeah. Yes, he is a clone of Superman. He's different, like we said before. But it's not his fault.
Yeah, and going back to Little Big Head Man, when the Major Crimes Unit turn up with their sonic weapons, which apparently could kill Bizarro, they're going to shoot him, presumably to kill him, and Superman dives in the way and takes a bullet for him. He's like, you don't have to kill him. We just need to explain things to him. We need to help him understand, help him realise that he was tricked, and then everything will be okay.
How does Superman try to help Bizarro? Oh, we already did that.
I think we kind of touched upon that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you're talking about the chaos, but you're talking about everything with Bizarro, because Bizarro is chaotic.
Yeah.
But that's not his fault.
I don't know why when you said that, it made me think of when he turns up again in Justice League Unlimited.
Yeah, the next one.
Oh, is it? Well, he turns up in Justice League Unlimited and he's part of the secret society, and they're going to break Gorilla Grodd out of prison, and he's with Giganta, who he is in love with.
Yeah.
And he says, "We love Giganta. Me do anything for her, including break her boyfriend out of jail."
I love Bizarro. Yeah. That's George Newbern then, isn't it?
It is, yeah. At that point, yeah.
I love George Newbern too. Can I just say that? I know I am very fond of Tim Daly, but I'm also very fond of George Newbern for
Good.
Other stuff other than this as well. Wasn't he in Scandal?
He was, yes. Yeah, he was. I remember you were watching that and I said, "What's Superman doing in this show?" And you said, he's always in this.
Yeah.
See,
we love George Newbern. And I could probably, oh my gosh, if I'm just watching like some of the shows I used to watch, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's in this, and this. But Scandal's a good show.
Good.
Yeah. In Justice League, how does Bizarro get manipulated into fighting against the League?
Well, it's complicated. But basically, he joins the secret society, which is like Gorilla Grodd's version of the Justice League. Mm-hmm. And they have Lex Luthor join the team. And Luthor is there to enhance everyone's powers. And it's implied that he performs brain surgery on Brainiac, on Bizarro, not Brainiac. And that's why Bizarro suddenly starts speaking backwards and is very strong, like in the episode where they... what was it called? Was it called Dead Reckoning? The one with Dead Man, where the secret society go to Nanda Parbat to steal something that I can't remember.
Who does Dead Man's voice again?
I can't remember off the top of my head. But when all of those kung fu fighting monks are like latching onto Bizarro and beating him up, he just does a massive heat beam blast to take them all out. That's something that you wouldn't normally see him do. But yeah, so basically they emotionally manipulate him, I guess, because of his love for Giganta, his loyalty to Lex Luthor, which I guess he's kind of forgotten that Luthor was going to have him put down in his first appearance. That's assuming that he is even still the first Bizarro. He could be a completely different Bizarro.
Yeah, we don't actually know that.
Yeah.
That's something... I always assume it's still the same one.
Yeah, me too.
Because it remembers some of the stuff that Superman that he's been through with Superman. So I always assume that. But again, we don't know. What does Bizarro represent thematically as a character when compared to Superman?
Oh, that's kind of a tough question. I think what he represents is kind of like childlike enthusiasm and I can't think of a good way of saying it other than like just simplicity. Like having the best intentions in the world, but just not really kind of understanding. It's about having a heroic heart, but perhaps not the brain to implement it. I think as well, he kind of acts as it's unavoidable for him to act as a mirror to Superman because he literally is a clone of Superman. But he shows that even with the best will in the world, it's not always possible to do the right thing. And sometimes you think you're doing good when actually maybe you're not.
Yeah, and that's a lesson that I think we can all take from that. Is that sometimes we have to change sometimes we're doing stuff that we think is helping, but actually it's not, and we need to get help to to change that, or we need to be told that it's not the correct thing. And some people, like myself, who are a little bit emotional, can be talked to like Bizarro.
I don't know why this scene came to my mind, but from the end of Identity Crisis, when Bizarro's gonna destroy the facility that all the clones are in, and then like a pillar falls down and traps Lois by her leg. Superman stops fighting with Bizarro to rescue Lois, and that's when like he has his moment where he goes, "You're Superman because you saved Lois. Superman saves Lois, and you did that. You are Superman. I am not because I endangered Lois."
Yeah,
I think of that scene quite a bit. It's
such a beautiful way.
Yeah, he said, "You are Superman because Superman saves Lois," and that's basically it.
I think when he says that, this is just again my opinion. I think when he says that, he's not just speaking about Lois. I think he's saying like, "You're Superman. You save everyone. You save people." And I think you're right. Obviously, he understands that that's not exactly what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
He's trying to prevent that. But Superman saves people. And that's what he's there for. Or that's what he thinks he's there for.
Yeah.
How does Bizarro highlight the dangers of unchecked scientific experimentation?
Well, they've gone and made something very, very dangerous there, haven't they? And was there really a need to clone Superman? I mean, they've kind of violated Superman there by taking his DNA and turning him into, creating something new that is actually quite dangerous. I know Lex Luthor wanted to have his own Superman, but it completely ignored Superman's rights. I mean, I think Lex Luthor would argue that as an alien, he has no rights. They make a point of that in the James Gunn Superman movie, don't they? When Superman gets arrested and he says, "Aren't you going to read me my rights?" And they say, "Well, as an alien, you don't have any."
Yeah.
But yeah.
In what ways does Bizarro show that he's not truly evil, despite often being portrayed as a villain? So, here's the thing. I come from a time where like I think everybody around me really liked true crime, and I've liked it since I was a kid. Not so much anymore, but there's always that one thing when you're talking about like certain groups of people, and it's always how did they treat their pets. And one of the first things that I always just look back on is Bizarro and Crypto.
Yeah. And
that in itself shows that Bizarro has the best intentions and wants to be good. And also, I think when he does see Lois, he doesn't want to hurt her.
No, of course he doesn't.
He doesn't want to hurt anyone. It's just he wants to be a good boy, do the things that he's told.
Yeah, he just doesn't understand the world. Like when he sees a building being demolished by a wrecking ball, he thinks that it's the city is under attack. So he grabs the wrecking ball and he swings it and he throws it away. And it nearly crushes a wedding party.
Yeah.
He's got no concept of the consequences of his actions. He didn't think what would happen if I flung that wrecking ball, a couple of miles away. Where's it going to land? He's not thinking about how his actions impact other people. And that's like a crucial thing that he's missing.
Yeah.
He's got very basic thoughts, essentially.
Yeah. Because as we think about Luthor and how he, created the idea of cloning Superman, it sounds good on paper, but actually finding the means to do it's not hard for him because he's got all of the money in the world. But even though he's got one of the top scientists on the project, we can all say right here, right now, it wasn't good. It did not do what Luthor wanted it to do. If anything, it kind of backfired. Because what we know about Superman, we see in Bizarro. And that's at the core of who Superman is. It's always good. He always wants to do the right thing. And we see that with Bizarro. Even if it's kind of looks different,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At the core of it all, if you are going to try to clone Superman, you're going to clone Superman. At least some of Superman, Yeah. And there's always going to be that good. I think that's the thing that is going to stay true to that. Whereas he thought he was going to create, a bad Superman.
Mm-hmm. An obedient Superman.
Obedient, yes.
Yes, yeah. It's nature versus nurture, isn't it?
Deep question here.
Uh-oh.
What does Bizarro's search for identity tell us about belonging and self-worth?
Oh, Jesus. Okay, that's a big question.
So with me, I have recently found out some things about myself that I didn't know about. I mean, they're quite big things that I didn't know about that kind of make me who I am, or kind of like help mold me into who I am. And if I would have known that, I think it would have helped me a lot in life. Just like with Bizarro, I think if he would have known like all of the stuff that Superman knew, and that was embedded into him, which it couldn't have been because Luthor and the scientist that I can't remember the name of didn't know that part, as we said. It was hard, and it will always be hard for Bizarro to feel like he is, truly, that he truly belongs somewhere. And it's funny because I feel like that. And I know that sounds silly.
It doesn't at all.
I'm in my 30s, and yes, I said it for once. I'm actually in my 30s. I didn't hide my words then. But even at the age that I'm at, I can still relate to this cartoon character because I'm a clone of my mother, if you will. I mean, I am my mother's offspring, so I'm similar to her but different, and that is the same with Bizarro. And it's really hard to find your own identity when you're constantly compared to someone else, and even though you're completely different. I love my mama, but I'm not like her, and I'm sure Superman says I love Bizarro, but I'm not like him. So it's hard, and finding your self-worth when you're constantly being told you're like someone else, or you're supposed to be like this, or this and that, it's incredibly hard. And even if you're, at my age, I don't No, I think Bizarro probably would have been a bit younger, or excuse me, Kent would have been a little bit younger than me, or maybe the same age. I don't know. But Bizarro finding out some of these things about who he is going to be hard because he's a brand new person.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I mean, he's got no frame of reference for what anything should be like.
Whereas we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, we still feel that, you know, I'm not going to go into my whole like self-worth story because we don't have people complain if it's too longer than an hour. But I look at the story arc that has Bizarro in it, and I feel connected.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think when Bizarro finds out, or realizes, I should say, that he isn't Superman, he then wonders who he actually is.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, he wanders the wastes, finds the Fortress of Solitude, gets the Kryptonian information broadcast into his mind, and he's like, I am Kal-El. Okay, that's who I am. This is what I'm embracing. Yeah. But he fundamentally misunderstands like the series of events that took place.
Yeah. I love the Bizarro, you know, character in the DCAU because I can relate to them. I mean, I can relate to so many of the characters in this, and I think that's the point.
Yes.
One of the main reasons we all love, you know, the DCAU is, and sometimes the reason why we don't like it is because we can relate a bit too much to it. And Bizarro's no different. I think in a way, emotionally, I wish I could be like Bizarro in terms of being kind of ambivalent to some of the things. And I'm quite envious of that. Yeah. But I don't think Bizarro thinks at the end, I don't think he thinks he's less than Superman. I think he thinks he is Bizarro.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me, was one of the best storylines. Because it took someone who had no identity other than someone else's, and he finally got his own.
Mm-hmm.
A journey that we went through with him. Chaotic, but a beautiful journey it was. What was your favorite Bizarro episode?
I'd say probably Identity Crisis, the first one. I do like Bizarro's World, and
I like Bizarro's World.
I like
I don't like Nixie.
You don't like the Little Big Head Man episode?
No.
Yeah, but I'd say Identity Crisis, I think. Just because I really like that final moment of the episode where he's like, you're Superman because you saved Lois.
Yeah.
Get her out of here, I will stay. And then he gets blown up.
Yeah. Bizarro is a great character. I don't know a ton about... I mean, I do know Bizarro, the character, but I don't know a ton about him in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, it was so beautifully done.
He first appeared in an issue of Superboy. He was a clone of Superboy.
What year?
50-something. Can't remember the exact year.
51?
But I just remembered the name of the scientist who created him. It's Dr. Teng.
Did you look this up?
No, I did not.
What's his name?
Dr. Teng.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Dr. Teng. Big Mikey P will have corrected me by now anyway. But yes.
What was y'all's favourite Bizarro moment? Sorry I cut you off.
No, it's fine. I was just rambling anyway.
What was y'all's favourite Bizarro moment or episode? Or, you know, complete story arc, you know? Because I think Bizarro is you know, you have different character arcs. I think the whole Bizarro thing goes through, you know, S-Fast all the way to the end, really.
Yeah, I mean, he's there on the Legion of Doom spaceship when they accidentally resurrect Darkseid. When Grodd stages his coup and pulls a gun on Luthor, it's Bizarro really that kicks off the fight because he's downstairs just pottering around, and then with his superpowers he hears what's going on. He goes, "Oh, Luthor!" and then flies straight through and starts beating them up. So it's Bizarro that kicks off the brawl. I
think Bizarro, you know, a lesson I've learned from Bizarro. I mean, I think I've always done this. Not to toot my own horn much, but we should treat people with kindness.
Yeah.
even if we think that the way that they live their life is weird. I mean, if y'all knew me at all in my personal life, y'all'd be like, girl, you are weird. Like, weird. How many Squishmallows do you need? 8 on the bed. And then I have my special edition one that are locked up in the closet. But yeah, do you have any more to add about Bizarro?
I think that if you are a fan of Bizarro, you should check out the Superman the Animated Series Compendium, which collects the issues of the tie-in comics, Superman Adventures. There are a couple of good stories with Bizarro in there. There's one where he gets his own like Bizarro Lois Lane, which I remember being quite good, although I can't remember the exact details of it right now. But yeah. If you want more from DCAU Bizarro, that's the place to go.
Yeah. All right. What are you going to be doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow, as in when this is recorded?
Yeah.
Or
you're
when
going to get on a flight.
Yeah.
Are you going to read anything? Or watch anything on your flight?
I don't know. It depends what the in-flight entertainment's like. But if not, then I might just write essays on my phone.
Yeah, so I don't know what else to talk about.
Well, are we going to talk about what we're going to discuss in the next episode of Totally Schway?
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
What are we going to talk about?
Well, somebody left a comment recently saying it's been a long time since we talked about a specific episode of Batman the Animated Series.
Was it me?
No, it was somebody. I wish I could remember who it was. I've got a terrible memory for stuff like that. But I took the feedback on board. So we're going to talk about an episode of Batman the Animated Series. We're going to talk about Birds of a Feather. And we're going to talk about how it is, in my opinion, the best Penguin episode of the lot. And how it illustrates the creative team's disdain for the ultra-wealthy.
Yeah. And also Mean Girls.
Yeah, Mean Girls, yeah, fine.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now you know what I think about Veronica.
Uh-huh.
All right, so in the episode we're saying, you guys, it's autumn. I hope you guys had a great autumn equinox. And, please, for the love of everything, can you please get enough vitamin C? Use hand sanitizer. And please, don't sneeze on me. I don't want to get sick. I'm getting my flu shot next week. I'm getting my other vaccination, hopefully the same day. So please, don't sneeze on me. Stay safe out there. And, oh my God, can we do a Bob Barker?
I don't know what a Bob Barker is.
Oh my God, you don't know what a Bob Barker is. Don't forget to get your pets spayed and neutered. Have a great day, folks.